A few days ago, O'Shea Duke Jackson made a video about why men are single and don't want relationships with women anymore. You guys go check out that video. But something that really caught my attention was the comments of this video, man. The comments of this video, men were literally expressing the reasons, the various reasons why they don't want relationships anymore. And obviously this is, I guess, speaking from the American point of view, black men in America, or just men in America in general. These comments really caught my attention. Now, these could be true, or maybe they're not true, but I think it's important that we go through them and see what's valid and what's not, because obviously if some of these comments, if these guys made some of these comments in public, they'll probably get canceled, right? But let's go through some of these comments and see why men in America are more single than ever and they don't want relationships. So the first guy goes, being single, having peace and freedom is the best option for a man nowadays. That could be true depending what you think relationships are for, or what you have to get from them, or the investment that it takes to get into said relationships. So there's this guy says, my last relationship was at the age of 23. I'm now at 41. And even though I have asked women out during these years and got turned down, one thing that I realized while being single is that it's so peaceful. Peace of mind is very important to me. If that means I have to be single for the rest of my life to have it, then so be it. Guys, what this goes to show really is this guy has not really been in a serious relationship for 20 years, for almost 20 years. That's crazy and scary. Like, this is a guy who gave up. Like, he's like, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna make my own money and be alone. So now imagine this happens over and over for the next 20 years. And we all know societies and communities are built off of relationships and, most importantly, family. If men and women are not getting together, creating families, building strong communities, guess what's going to happen? Your guess is as good as mine. Let's go on to the next guy. He says, I'm 46 years old, living happily single. What I've learned about female nature is enough to understand that the juice is never worth the squeeze. I don't want to spend the rest of my life sleeping with one eye open, looking if she's dating someone else. I guess it means if she's cheating, right? Acting like a strong guy 24/7 so she doesn't get turned off. Grinding just to see her take half of what I got because she isn't happy. Guys, so the narrative is obviously because of no-fault divorce, apparently women are more likely to take half a guy's assets in case of a divorce, alimony and child support and spousal support and all those things. So I guess that's what this guy's trying to talk about here, right? But he's 46 years old. And I think one thing about men is that if a man has already made up his mind at a certain age, he's probably going to be stuck with whatever beliefs. For example, you're not going to find a man who doesn't believe in God, is not religious, at 40 years old, and suddenly finds God and he becomes this religious type of person. Like, for men, who we are, what we believe in, really takes time to build a strong foundation. And if a guy doesn't believe, if a guy is 46 years old and hasn't found the woman of his life, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Or if he doesn't believe in love, I don't think it's going to ever happen. And this is what we see in these comments. But let's move on to the next one. He says, through COVID or divorce, a lot of men were forced into monk mode. I myself went through a divorce before COVID. I avoided women for 2 years. All I did was work, sleep, and fix my life. I went back to school, got a raise at work, lost 20 pounds, started investing in stocks, basically improving all aspects of my life. I stopped making the cat the center of your universe. And then the next guy says, I stopped at a well-known steakhouse after a meeting last night in ATL, Atlanta. I expected this restaurant to be filled with couples, families, judging by the numbers of cars outside. My plan was to order my meal at the bar since I was by myself. To my surprise, when I went inside, there was no available seats in the bar area. As I looked around while waiting for my seat to become available, I noticed that out of all the people in this restaurant, there's only 4 or 5 couples. The restaurant was filled with men by themselves. The bill in this restaurant on average is roughly $100 for one person. Peace and quiet with absolutely no drama has been my relationship of choice since I've gotten older. Guys, these comments are really sad. It's crazy to think that men just want to be by themselves, they don't want to go through the hardships and the work and the investments of dating. Guys, I'm going to be honest. It's one thing to get a girl's number. It's another thing to plan the date. Make sure you make her happy, smile, make sure you don't do nothing that's going to annoy her. It takes investments. And from a man, too much is expected of you. So I guess I could see how these guys are really frustrated and they don't want to deal with dating anymore. But the thing is, at the end of the day, how is the separation between men and women going to affect the community? You know what I mean? Like, what are the repercussions 10, 20, 30 years from now? Okay? Because at the end of the day, the people who are going to really gain from this are people who have rental properties, because if people are not getting together, that means they're not renting one room together or one house together. That means each person is going to have to rent, right? So that means the people who have rental properties are going to gain from this. The people who are selling items are going to gain from this. But it's like, okay, the economy might boom because there are more customers. Instead of buying one thing, when you are with somebody, maybe now both of you have to buy something, right? If instead of going on a date, now you have to buy. Now the men may have to buy less, I guess, because usually men spend more if they have a woman as a companion, or if they have a companion in general, right? They may have to spend more. But if everyone is by themselves, some economies are going to gain, some aspects of the economy are going to gain, some aspects of the economy are going to lose. So I don't know, man. If you keep reading, like, these comments are really sad. Oh, there is finally maybe a positive comment here. He says, I found my wife at age 28. She was 27, turning 38. I'm turning 39, still happily married. He says she doesn't share the mindset of women most men are describing. He says, as a married man, you would be surprised how many women, even married women, will try you simply because they either want to know how you are with one woman, or simply want to see if they can take you from your wife. That's probably the first positive comment I've seen in these comments here. But, it's very interesting to read all these comments. But you guys just go ahead and check out the video from O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. And let me know what you think. Are these reasons valid? Do you guys men should go to their 45, 46, 50 years old and just give up on dating women, dating at all, and just be by themselves?